pass intended for Flatley. He jumped on the ice, and the Canadiens going to the attack. Tremblay botting there. There's going to be a penalty coming up here in the early stages after 37 seconds of play. By Hamel. We'll get to the Islanders' guide in a moment. There was a solid body punching check by Turnbull on Tonelli.
With a solid check, and you see the two of them now have words as they stood beside the New York net, and they are still having words as the officials try to keep them apart and move them away from that scene. Well, that's what Big Gillies apparently wasn't doing too much of, Gary, during the season, but he's starting to make his very large presence felt. Down goes Goring now. Watch Gillies come in. Bang.
There's something about playoff hockey, Dick, that brings the best out of individuals. And again, we had mentioned before, Gillies did not have a good year, but has responded in the playoffs. And I guess if you're going to have a poor time, you better do it during the regular season and not in playoffs.
And now here early in this hockey game, watch number 26. Gary, what happened?
Well, there's that shoulder again. Nyland comes in and really lowers the boom.
The score is tied at a goal. And this has been a hard-fought period of hockey. Robinson flattened his man Tonelli over on the other side. What a body check by Robinson.
Here it is, Gary. Bring back memory.
You'll see Tonelli just trying to get by Naslund. Now watch this one. The stick goes flying up in the air. And that contact has been there all game.
Realizing that hit a stick. Langevin is back in circulation, almost lost it there. Then he's bumped by Gainey. They get a whistle and a face-off to the right of Billy Smith. We're down to 10 minutes. Oh, Nystrom around the net. Tied up by Robinson. Good work by Nystrom. Tonelli behind the net. He tried to get it in front. Tonelli gets it again. Twists and turns. Pinching in is Deneen. He took a body check from Turnbull. And he almost landed on it. Beautiful execution on the passing by the Canadiens. Penalty coming up. Tonelli having words with Turnbull. Now Nystrom moves it.
Tonelli drawing the penalty on the first call by Hood. He is going to the penalty box. Gary, John Tonelli gets called high sticking.
I don't think Tonelli should have complained about that.
Hunter getting it out to Gainey, coming down. Carbonneau moving up on the plate. Good body check by Potvin on Hunter.
Well, you pay the price from Billy Smith when you get close to that net. You know, it's the goal stick going against the ankle of Steve Shutt. Had many of those. But let's watch it now as the play always to the outside, the perimeter.
Getting it back to Johnsson. Closing it. Puck is in behind. Let's see. Do they keep it out? It is out on this side of the goal line. They were that close to a 4-1 lead. Robinson hops into the corner. Boudelier covering up.
Very large figure for the Canadiens. Watch this, Gary.
Good action. Just step out of the way and then a little left to the head of Boudelier.
But then again, I suppose, from athletes, you would get jocularity. There is a penalty.
Brian Trottier took a run in back behind the net. The Canadian player he made contact with is still down on the ice. Bob Gainey hasn't moved. Morrow and Nyland, who weren't involved in that particular episode, come together, and Trottier is being convoyed back to the penalty box area, and Guy Carbonneau is really giving it to Trottier as they are being separated by the linesman, D'Amico. Meanwhile, there is Bob Gainey coming to. He did the save right there, and this was a dicey moment for the Canadiens.
Now, Dick, that was a vicious check from behind. Gainey never did see that coming, and Trottier really took a run at him. Now watch Gainey. He's away from the boards. Trying to go for the puck, and then all of a sudden, there's the hit. Trottier had to run it in for about 20 feet.
Brian Trottier, 5 minutes boarding.
Brian Trottier does get a 5-minute penalty. You're right, Gary, for boarding. save. He is woozy, but he is on his knees. And he is now being helped to his feet. Now you talk about the helmet when you see something like that as well. Live on CBC, this is Stanley Cup 84. Well, the Canadiens are very upset at the bench over the actions of Brian Trottier. Bob Gainey is on the bench. Being attended to. Again, the penalties. Trottier, a 5-minute boarding penalty. Morrow of the Islanders gets 2 for roughing, and Chris Nyland gets a double minor for roughing.
I could see that incident increasing the bitterness between these two teams. Let's hope it doesn't get out of hand.
Well, you have to feel sorry for Bob Gainey because he was in such a vulnerable position, and as you mentioned, Dick, it's a good thing he had the helmet on and he still got cut.